Let me unmute everyone. Oh, mute, not unmute. Okay. This is done. This is done. Good afternoon, Dheeraj. Okay. So let me revise whatever we did last class. So if you remember, look carefully here. Okay. Once look carefully. In one-dimensional motion, we studied that only one coordinate will change. How many coordinates will change? One coordinate. Okay. So let us say it is moving along x-axis. It is moving along x-axis. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Okay. Now let us say it starts from here. From wherever it starts. From wherever it starts. Let me take origin here. Origin means x coordinate should be how much? 0. Right? Okay. Now this particle is at origin at time t equal to 0. And let us say it has some initial velocity. So this u is the initial velocity at this point. It is an instantaneous velocity, remember. Now as it is moving in one dimension along one axis, after some time it may be somewhere here, time t. Then what will be the displacement vector? Displacement vector is always from initial position to final position. So this is your displacement vector, right? From here to here. Now look carefully. If it starts from origin, then you know this point is nothing but x coordinate. Yes or no, students? If this point will be the x coordinate from origin. Are you understanding, no? In x-axis, if I write some point here 2 meter, that 2 meter means what? X coordinate measured from origin. Yes or no? So this point also corresponds to your x coordinate. Therefore, I can write for displacement simply x. Can I write for displacement simply x? Because x means what? From origin to here. Okay, fine. And whatever velocity it has here, that will be the final velocity, v. And since velocity has changed, there may be some acceleration. In this direction, it can be in this direction. It can be anywhere in this line because we are studying 1D motion. Then if I told you, if acceleration is constant, then how do we write displacement? Ut plus half at square. If acceleration is constant. This derivation we have done. Two methods we have done. One is graphical method. Other one is called calculus method. Using both the methods, we have derived this. Understood, students? So if you want to know how far it has moved, what is the displacement after time t, starting from 0 time, what is the displacement? Ut plus half at square. In some cases, acceleration may be 0. If acceleration is 0, it means what kind of motion? Uniform motion. Then what will be displacement? Can you tell me if there was no acceleration? Ut. So please understand this formula. No, usually in school we write. In school, no, we write displacement equal to velocity into time. But that is only used when acceleration is 0, remember. Okay. Now suppose you say, sir, I want final velocity. Then what formula I should use if you want final velocity? V equals to U plus A. Correct, na? Everybody understood these things. So this is very simple kinematic equations we have in 1D motion. One more equation is there, but that is redundant. Redundant matlab, in some cases, this formula can also be used. But students, this can be found by using these two. Do you remember? Yes or no? This can be found by using these two. Some of you have done homework also that time. So this can be found using these two. So actually, these two are the main equations. These two are the main equations. This can be also important sometimes, but this can be found from using these two. Now, Please understand this. Okay. Now in 2D motion, what happens? In 2D motion, x coordinate can also change, y coordinate can also change. So this is your x axis, this is your y axis. Let us say particle starts from here. So at t0, it is at origin, same like before. But now it can move in what plane? XY plane. Like a pen when you throw like this. So it goes like this. It is moving in a plane, remember. It is not moving in a straight line. So let us say you have thrown the body with some initial velocity u and it goes in some path like this. This is the path. Okay, so now the question is same only. After some time, it may be somewhere here, it may be here, it may be here, it may be here, it may be here, it can be anywhere. So after some time, it is there. Now I want the same answer. I want what is the displacement. Matlab, I want this vector. I want this vector. Understood? So now to find this vector, directly we cannot do. So what we have understood last class, first we will find x component. Using which formula? Uxt plus half ax t square. Matlab, this vector we will resolve into two components. Sx, Sy. Understood or not? Sx, in same diagram also I can do. This will be your Sx and this will be your Sy. Agree or not, students? This you agree? These are the two components. Okay. So what we do, first we find Sx using this formula, then we find Sy. Uyt plus half ay t square. So one equation of 1D motion becomes how many equations in 2D motion? One equation of 1D motion becomes two equations in 2D motion, like this. Okay. So once you find this one and this one, you may be thinking, sir, we want displacement, sir, displacement. Why are you giving me components? Array, once you know the components, what will be this now? Displacement magnitude will be what? Root over Sx square plus Sy square. Correct? This square plus this square, square root will give you this. According to Pythagoras theorem, you can apply. Everybody understood? Okay. Similarly, sometimes you may want final velocity. Now, at this point, what will be the velocity? Velocity is always drawn by drawing a tangent to the path. Let me remind you once more. Instantaneous velocity is always tangent to the path. Tangent to the path. So first you have to find the path, then you have to draw tangent, like in circular motion. At this point, the velocity is this side. At this point, it is this side. At this point, it is this side. Okay, so velocity should be found by drawing a tangent to the path. So I1 velocity here means this is the path. So I1 velocity like this. V. How to find velocity? Same story. Take this velocity and take components. Here one component Vx, here one component V1. Correct? Then use the kinematic equations. Which equations now? Vx equal to ux plus axt. Other one will be Vy equal to uy plus ayt. Okay, students, once you know Vx and Vy, you can find the final velocity by using the same technique, root over Vx square plus Vy square. And if you want to know direction, this angle you have to find. Okay, students, in this case, if you want direction of displacement, then this angle you have to find. If you call this angle theta, you can call this theta dash or whatever symbol that we will see when we do numericals. So up to here we completed last class. So I hope everybody is clear with the technique of motion in 2D. What we are going to do in motion in 2D is basically just convert the equations of 1D into one along x-axis, one along y-axis. But all of you remember, all these equations can only be used if acceleration is constant. So let us apply all these techniques to solve one of the problems in our EPL. In numerical exercise 3.3, question number 2 I have not done. I will do it after this problem. First, let me do one problem which is based on this concept, whichever I have discussed. So see, learning exercise 3.10. Learning exercise 3.10, question number 2 you see. Question number 2. 1 we will see later. 1 is very easy actually. Question number 2 you see. A particle starting from where? Origin. So particle starts from origin. So particle starts from here. That means this is your t equal to 0. So at time 0, the particle starts from origin. Has a velocity, initial velocity 10 meter per second, 30 degree with x-axis. So how will you draw? Initial velocity is here. This is your initial velocity. What is the value of the velocity? Value of the magnitude of the velocity is 10 meter per second. At what angle they told? Theta, let me write. How much? 30 degree. These are your initial condition. What they want? If the particle undergoes an acceleration of 2 meter per second square along y-axis. So acceleration is along y-axis. How much it is? 2 meter per second square. So this is your acceleration. Okay, let me show this way. And they have mentioned it is constant. Okay. Find the following. What is the first thing we have to find? X and y components of final velocity after 2 seconds. So after 2 seconds, we have to find the final velocity components. Part B, what we have to find? Magnitude of velocity. Part C, what we have to find? Part C. Where is the particle after 2 seconds? Where is the particle means x coordinate and y coordinate. So let us start solving it. First thing is given, look here. Initial velocity magnitude is 10, angle is 30 degrees. So let us take components. This is u, this is your x component ux. What will be ux? If this is theta. Advait, what will be ux? U cos theta, right? U cos theta. And what will be uy? U sin theta. So we have taken the components, not cos theta. You have to say u cos theta. Okay. So let us calculate. Ux equals to u cos theta, which is equals to, what is the value of the u they have given? 10. Theta, angle of initial velocity with x-axis 30 degree. Cos 30 degree is √3 by 2. So I can write 5 √3. So this is not the initial velocity, remember. This is the x component of initial velocity. Now let us find y component of initial velocity. U sin theta. U is how much? 10. Sin theta. Theta is how much? 30 degree. Sin 30 degree is half. So 5 meter per second. Okay, students. Now, what about acceleration? This is about initial velocity. Now acceleration. Now look the problem. Acceleration is given along which axis? In the question, y-axis. So if a vector is along y-axis, what will be x component? 0. So acceleration has no x component. The complete acceleration will be your y component. Okay. So here since acceleration is along y-axis, it means ax will be 0. This vector will have no component along x-axis, and ay will be whatever they have given, 2 meters per second. So this is till now I have just written what they have given to me in terms of components. So till now we are just writing whatever they have given. Understood till here? Okay. Now what is the first question we have to find? X and y components of velocity after 2 seconds. After 2 seconds means final velocity. So first part. First let us find x component of velocity. X component of velocity. Okay. That will be Vx. Final, no? But for final we write V. So Vx, what is the formula? Ux plus axt. Right? What is Ux? This is x component of initial velocity. How much it is? 5√3. What is ax? Ax is 0 because acceleration is completely along y-axis. So answer is 5√3. One thing you notice, all of you, since x component of acceleration is 0, what did you find? Final velocity along x-axis is same as initial velocity along x-axis. Did you notice that? Initial velocity x component was 5√3. Final velocity x component is also 5√3. Why? Because acceleration along x-axis is 0. So this is something very important to remember. Okay. If ax is 0, vx will be constant. If there is no acceleration along x-axis, velocity along x-axis cannot change. Does it mean velocity will not change? No, because along x-axis velocity may not change, but along y-axis velocity may change. No, one part of me may not change, but another part of me can change. So if another part of me changes, the whole body will change. So please remember, just because x component of velocity is constant, don't think velocity is constant. Y component will be changing, okay, may be changing. So let us check now y component. So this is the first answer. First answer, okay. And you know the reason why I use this equation, because acceleration is given constant. Direction is also constant. Magnitude is also constant. This is the first part of the first question. Second part, they are asking y component of velocity. Remember, after 2 seconds they told. So Vy after 2 seconds. T equal to 2 seconds. Okay, so from here to 2 seconds you have to wait. So what will be the formula now? Uy plus Ayt. What was Uy? 5. Acceleration is given 2. Now be careful one thing. Acceleration is along which axis? Please write down first. First complete the problem. Along y-axis. Positive y or negative y? They have not said anything. Negative y they did not say. So we have to consider positive y. Therefore, you must write +2. Don't write -2. What is the time taken? After what time they told? 2 seconds, right? So Vy will be 5 plus 4, 9 meters per second. This is the second part of the answer. This is the second part of the answer, okay? Channa, you were asking something. What was it? I missed it. Sir, after everything, can you please repeat the list of all? Okay, okay, sure. But already I have, yesterday I have done, no? You have seen or not? Once I complete a chapter, I will revise once I complete kinematics, students, don't worry. Once I complete kinematics, whole kinematics I will give you in a nutshell. Nutshell matlab in a compact form. Okay, so we are done with the x and y components. Second part, what they are asking? Second part, let us see what they want. They want, I think, magnitude of velocity. Alright, that is very easy. Magnitude of velocity. Matlab v they want. How to find magnitude of velocity? Arey baba, we know components now. So root over vx square plus vy square. Root over vx is 5 root 3 square plus vy is 9. This will be root of 25 into 3. 75, no? 75 plus 81. Plus 81. 156. Is it correct? Channa, check once. 156 is correct. Square root of 156. Okay. Then you can use your calculator and try to answer in decimal value. How much it comes? No, I say decimal. 12.48. 12.48. In board exam, please don't stop there because they allow you calculator. Okay. Now this third part of the question is, where is the particle? Now the particle started from where? The particle started from origin. So at time 0 it is here. Now after 2 seconds, where it is we have to tell. Where it is means what? Coordinates we have to give. Agree or not? So let us say it is here. I don't know where it is, students. I don't know. So let us assume it is there. This is after what time? 2 seconds. Then you already know this is your displacement. But no one asked displacement. They only told where it is. So we have to find coordinates. So this will be your x component of displacement. This will be your y component of displacement. And since it started from origin, I can write this as what? Simply. Yesterday also I told, simply I can write x. And this one simply I can write y, because this is the meaning of coordinates. In school days, when they say this point has coordinate x comma y, it means this much is x, this much is y. So we have to find the x and y coordinates, means we have to find x component of displacement, y component of displacement. Very simple. Already we know what to do. Part C. Let us calculate x component of displacement. What is the formula? uxt plus half ax t square. What was the x component of velocity? 5 root 3, right? 5 root 3. 5 root 3. After what time they told? After 2 seconds, remember. After time is equal to 2 seconds. So 2. And what was acceleration along x-axis? 0. So if this is 0, multiplying anything with 0 will give you 0. So no need to write anything here. So this is your x coordinate. Here it will write x. So 10 root 3 meters. Okay. What about y coordinate? Let us find now. Displacement along y-axis. So displacement along y-axis will be uyt plus half ay t square. Uy was 5, I think. Check once, okay? Time taken is after 2 seconds they told. Acceleration is how much? How much was the acceleration? 2. After what time? 2 only. Time taken is also 2. No, after 2 seconds they want. So this 2 will cancel. 10 plus 4, 14. Okay, so therefore, after 2 seconds, the coordinates of the particle is, how I should write coordinates? 10 root 3 comma 14 meters. So basically 1D, whatever we done, same thing we are doing, one along x-axis, one along y-axis. That's it. Done, everyone? Okay. Now one classwork you try, all of you. Let me give one problem which is very practical one. Okay. Let me say I have a body which I throw like this from some height like this. Understood? So if I throw the body this way, at time 0, if I throw a body this way, okay, this way, horizontally, with, I don't know, let's say 10 meter per second, then can you tell me right now what will be your ux and uy? Ux will be 10, uy will be 0. Why, sir? Because look at this vector carefully. Where is this vector? Usually we write x-axis here, remember, y-axis here. So this vector is along x-axis, and just now we have told many times, if a vector is along x-axis, it will not have y component. So if I throw something like this, please remember the initial velocity in vector form. If you write, how will you write? 10 I cap. Why I cap? Because it is initially it is moving along x-axis. So in that case, your uy will be 0. Okay, just write this like this example like this. Just make a note of this, put in some box. Because some problems, they will throw the body this way, okay? Previous problem, previous question, was the body thrown this way initially? No, the body was thrown, if you remember, at angle 30 degree. In that case, it will have x component also, y component also. But if you throw it completely along x-axis, then y component will be 0. So try this problem, all of you. If initial velocity, matlab at time 0, is 2 meter per second along x-axis, and acceleration is 10 meter per second square along y-axis. Find number 1, magnitude of velocity. Magnitude of velocity. First, I want magnitude of velocity after 2 seconds. Number 2, let me write displacement, or let me write magnitude of displacement after 2 seconds. I will do it, but you please give a try. I will do it, plus give a try, okay? Advait, what happened to you? By mistake, I think something you are typing. Shut out like that. Okay, try this problem, everyone. Again, first thing is to find what is ux and what is uy. You can answer in terms of square root. No need to convert it into decimal number. Try this, everyone. So given quantities, what are the given quantities? Initial velocity is 2 meter per second along x-axis. Matlab it is like this. So since it is along x-axis, magnitude of velocity is root of 404. Huh? I will check. So magnitude of initial velocity they told is along x-axis. So you have to show this way. That means this will have no y component. So ux will be this itself. How much was it? 2. And y component of initial velocity will be 0. What about acceleration? Acceleration is along y-axis. Acceleration is along y-axis. So what will be your x component of acceleration? Since it is along y-axis, it cannot have x component. So along x-axis, it will be 0. Along y-axis, it will be 10. 10 meter per second square. Okay, students? So once we have found the components, now it is very easy. After what time they want? 2 seconds. So let us start quickly. So let us find Vx first. So Vx is ux plus axt. Ux is 2. Ax is 0. After 2 seconds, it doesn't matter because 0 into 2 will be 0. So Vx is 2. What about Vy? What is the formula for Vy? Uy plus ayt. Since the particle is thrown horizontally, y component of initial velocity is 0. So y component of initial velocity is 0. Acceleration along y-axis is 10. Time taken is 2. So Vy is 20. Once you have found Vx and Vy, first part, this is first part, magnitude of velocity. How do we write? Like this, right? Either you can write like this or simply you can write V. That will be root over x component square plus y component square. Root over 2 square plus 20 square. That will be root of 404. Correct, students? Check once. This is correct? Okay. Then we have to find displacement. Okay. Those who want to copy, you can copy. For displacement, we have another set of formulas. First, you have to find displacement along x-axis. That is uxt plus half axt square. Ux is 2. After what time? 2. Acceleration is along x-axis is 0. So this is 4 meter per second square. So this is your displacement along x-axis. Now find displacement along y-axis. Uyt plus half ay t square. Uy is 0. Along y-axis, acceleration is 10. Time taken is 2. 1, 2 will cancel, 20. Oh, same only. Same it is coming, no? It is coming same or not? No, sir. Why? Ux is 2. Time taken is 2. This is, oh, this is 4 square. This is 4. Before it was 2, no? So displacement will be root over x component square plus y component square. So root of 4 square plus 20 square. 400 plus 16 root of 460. What will be unit? Displacement unit will be what? Unit of displacement. Meter, right? Displacement means how far you have gone. You can check here also. See, what is this? Velocity. So this is meter per second. This is what? Second. So second will cancel. Similarly, this acceleration will be what? Meter per second square into time square. Time square means second square. Second square will cancel. Well, oh, acha, correct. Sorry. Correct. Sorry. So you can see unit should come from the formula. But students, remember one thing, okay? While substituting, we never put unit because the calculation will get complicated. You agree or not? In while substituting, if you put unit also everywhere, no, it will get confused. Then you cannot solve. Whoever asked that long question, if acceleration direction is not specified, then we cannot solve. It is very important that in this formula, s equal to ut plus half at square. If a is not mentioned, if acceleration is not mentioned, nobody in the world can find displacement. Okay. One more question I will post in the group. So you have to try. Okay. Similar question you try in the group. Now, the remaining time I'm going to do something very important for your board exams. Listen carefully, all of you. Something very important for your board exam, and it is called projectile motion. What motion? Projectile motion. 3 derivations we have to do, small derivations. Aram se we can do now because the main things we have understood. Okay, so look here. First, understand what is the meaning of projectile. So projectile means, write the definition, a body thrown at an angle other than 90 degree from horizontal and moves under gravity is called projectile. So what is a projectile? A body thrown at an angle other than 90 degree from the horizontal. So look here. If this is your horizontal, you should not throw at 90 degree. You should not throw at 90 degree. If you throw at 90 degree, what will happen? It will move in 1D or 2D. If you throw at 90 degree, it will go straight up, straight down. That we don't want. Okay, we want to study other than that. That we have finished already previous chapter. So we have to throw at some angle, either 30 degree, this much, like. Okay, so at some angle other than 90 degree. Okay, students, you can throw this way also if you want, but that will go, the body will go this side. Whichever way you can throw, no problem, but the angle should not be 90 degree. The angle of projection should not be 90 degree from horizontal. Less than 90 degree, you can throw any angle you can throw. But it should move only under what, students? Only under gravity. So if it is moving only under gravity, one thing is clear. In projectile motion, acceleration will be equal to g downwards. So that you try to remember. In projectile motion, since we are studying motion under gravity only, no air resistance, Pankaj sir will not hold the body, buoyant force, no other forces should act, only gravity. Then the acceleration will be equal to g and direction will be downwards, which means if I choose x-axis here and y-axis here, suppose, then what will be my ax, x component of acceleration? 0, because in case of gravity, your acceleration will be completely along downwards. So if I choose y-axis vertical, x-axis horizontal, if I choose like that, I can always choose like this also. Then you cannot say like this. This we will do much later. For entrance exams, we will do this also. But right now we will study only this. So please remember, students, x component of acceleration due to gravity will be always 0 if your x-axis is along horizon. If your x-axis is along horizon. Okay. Full of examples only we have to do from now on. Okay, now let us say for 1 mark they may ask one important question. Look here, which component of velocity does not change during projectile motion. For 1 mark, they usually ask this. Anyone can answer? X component or Y component? X component, because there is no acceleration along x-axis. If there is no acceleration, how will velocity change? Correct? No. So answer is X component, or better to write horizontal component. Horizontal component of velocity is the answer. Horizontal component of velocity does not change. Why, sir? Because there is no acceleration. Since acceleration along horizontal is 0. Okay. So if I choose my x-axis along horizontal, there is no acceleration. Examples could be, if you fire a gun like this, how does the bullet move? Straight or curved? Neglect air resistance. Try to neglect air resistance. Bullet moves straight, huh? Why? Bullet does not feel gravity. Bullet does not feel gravity. Anything which starts like this will always move in a curved path. Okay, so if you fire a bullet like this, it will go like this. If you throw a basketball like this, it will also go like this. Basketball may get more curved. Bullet may travel slightly more straight, but it is never straight, because anything under gravity, if you throw at some angle, it will never go straight. If it goes straight, it means it does not feel gravity. If there was no gravity for the object, then the object will move in a straight line. Okay, but if there is gravity, then it will always turn. Slightly it has to turn. Arrow, you can say, many examples are there. So we have to do one important derivation called equation of trajectory. Equation of trajectory. I had told you in class, trajectory means nothing but path. Trajectory means path. Okay, now what is the meaning of this? What we have to derive? What we have to derive is basically a relation between y coordinate and x coordinate. Why, sir? Listen carefully. Suppose this is your x-axis and this is your y-axis. Okay, students. Now let us say I have a table. Where I have all the data of x coordinate and y coordinate. Okay, let's say 0, 0, 1, let's say 1, 2, let's say 3, let's say 3, this is, let's say again 4, this is 4, this is, let's say 3, like this. This is 5, this is, let's say again 1, like that. Okay, so suppose I have some table like that. Now using this data, can you plot points or not? Students, can using this data, you can plot points. For example, x0, y0 here, x1, y1, x1, y1 here, x2, y3, x2, y3 here, x4, 4, y3, x4, y is back to x3, y is 4. Which one was that? This is your 1, 1. This is your 2, 3. Then when x is 3, y is 4 here. When x is 4, y is 3 back here. So by joining these points, what will you get? The path of the particle, yes or no? Because as the particle is moving, x coordinate and y coordinate will change. And if you know, for every x coordinate, if you know the y coordinate, I'm saying, then you can plot the points and then you can find the path. Agree or not? Yes. That means to find the path, basically what you have to find? You have to find some formula. You have to find some formula between y and x. Right? Some formula you have to find between y and x. Once you know the formula, then you can find the coordinates and then you can join the points. So please remember, equation of trajectory means you have to find y coordinate as a function of x coordinate. Okay, students, that is what we have to try to solve. Very simple it is, don't worry. Okay, just to explain this, I have done this part. Now you concentrate. Equation of projectile, equation of trajectory of projectile. Okay, so let us start. So first thing what I do is I treat ground as my x-axis. Ground as my x-axis. And clouds, birds are flying. This I treat my y-axis. Why I draw clouds is I don't want you to think x is here and y is here. Understood? You should think x is here, y is here, not here. This is also 90 degree, no? See. So I don't want you to think x and y are here. Y should be vertical. Y should be vertical. Okay. So if y is vertical, you all know acceleration due to gravity x in this direction. Right? Downwards. Okay. So now think there is a football here, football or any particle, okay? And I will give it some initial velocity at some angle. Initial velocity at some angle theta. So u is called initial speed. Theta is also called angle of projection. Angle of projection. So u is initial speed. This arrow represents the velocity vector. U is the magnitude of the velocity. Magnitude of velocity matlab what, students? Speed. And theta is angle of projection. Now gravity is acting this way. So it will follow a curved path. Some curved path. This is the path. Okay. Now at time 0, this is at time 0. Now after time t, maybe it has reached here, I don't know. Let's say it has reached here. This is after time t. At this point, it will have some coordinates x, y. Agree? What will be x? This will be x and this height will be your y. Right? This much will be y and this much will be x. This will be x and this will be y. This much you have understood or not? I have given some initial velocity. It will not go straight. It will go straight provided there is no gravity. Because of gravity, it will curve. Time 0, I am choosing at the origin. After time t, it has reached here. There, it will have some coordinates. X coordinate means from origin along x-axis. Y coordinate means distance along y-axis from origin. So this is your y coordinate, which is same as this. Okay, so let us start. Along x-axis, by the way, we have to derive what? Equation of trajectory. And what is the meaning of equation of trajectory? Some formula between y and where is x? Okay. So along x-axis, we have the formula for Sx. What was the formula? Uxt plus half axt square. Why we can use this formula? Because acceleration due to gravity is constant. Near the earth, it is constant. Very far if you go, then it will change. That we have to study in gravitation chapter. So near the earth, acceleration due to gravity is constant. So we can use this kinematic equation. Now here, what is ux? You can see u is at some angle. So I can take two components. One here will be ux and one here will be uy. Understood? So ux will be u cos theta. Uy will be what? Uy, this component, u sin theta. Right? And what will be ax? 1000 times you have answered already. No need to answer 0. Right? So we know ux is u cos theta because u and theta will be given to you. These are your initial condition. How many times I will tell? In physics, initial condition should be given. Final condition we have to find. As physicists, we have to find. Initial condition has to be given. So at what angle they have thrown and with what speed they have thrown, that they should be given. So ux is u cos theta, uy is u sin theta, ax is 0, already we know. So put equation 1 in equation 1. By the way, what will be sx? Sx I can simply write x, right? Sx I can simply write x because this is your, from here to here is your displacement. So this is x component of displacement, this is y component of displacement. So from here to here is x component of displacement, which is nothing but x coordinate. Okay, so substitute x. In place of sx, I can write x because it starts from origin. Ux is u cos theta. Time taken is t. Ax is 0. So if this is 0, 0 into whatever is 0, no need to write. So t will be what? Okay, let me write x equals to u cos theta into t. This is my equation number 2. Remember, I have to find relation between x and y. Right till here? Please write only after writing, things will go in your understanding, in your mind. Done? Anyone who is writing? Channa, shall I wait? Okay. So now we have to play the same game now. 1 minute. Okay. But wait, 1 minute is too much. 30 seconds. Okay. Okay. So again, please understand this is your Sx, this is your Sy. And no need to take components separately. Here only you can show. In the same diagram only you can show. Okay. Now we will play the same game along y-axis. One thing you tell me, when I wrote uy, I wrote u sin theta. Matlab what sign I wrote here? What sign I wrote? If I don't write any sign, what sign it is? Plus. And where is u sin theta? You check. This is your u sin theta. No. Where is this? Upward. Upward. Right? So that means while writing this already I have done the assumption, and that is upward is positive. Upward is positive. Okay, students. So please in this derivation at least, because in NCERT you have to match the derivation. So try to take upward positive. Along y-axis you take positive. Okay. So what will be the formula now? Sy. Sy will be uyt plus half ay t square. Let us find what are uy. What is uy? Oh, that was ux. So that means this side I have taken positive and this side I have taken positive. So what is uy? U sine theta. Agree everyone this part? Yeah. Now I wrote plus here, plus sign. That means I have taken this positive. Okay. So what will I write for ay? Ay I have to know. For ay, what I have to write? Be careful. See where is the acceleration? Acceleration is this one. So I have to write, while writing, what I have to write? Minus g or plus g? Minus g. Okay, because while writing this, I have written plus u sine theta. So while substituting, if you write here plus, it means you have taken up positive. So down should be automatically negative. And sy will be what? Sy will be nothing but this one. That is your y itself. This is your equation 3. So therefore, equation 3 will give you what? Y equals to uy is u sine theta t plus half ay is minus g t square. Okay. So y will be equal to u sine theta t minus half gt square. This is your equation 4. Everybody see equation 2 and equation 4. Equation 2 gives you how x coordinate changes with time. Equation 4 gives you how y coordinate changes with time. What is the common between them? Which variable is common between them? T is common. Okay. U is common, but u is not variable. No, u is given. U is given to you. U will not change with time. Initial speed is constant, but with time, t will change. So what we will do now is we will substitute t. Okay, substituting t from equation 2 to equation 4. Okay. So those who remember equation 2, how it was? Equation 2 was x equal to u cos theta t. Equation 2 was x equal to u cos theta t. So what will be t equals to? X divided by u cos theta. Yes or no, students? Because we know t is common between x and y. So this t from equation 2, I will substitute here. So y equals to u sine theta. T is how much? X by u cos theta minus half g. What is t? X by u cos theta whole square. Remember, square is there, don't forget. Square. Again, students, equation of kinematics, which they will ask you to derive for 5 marks, will be relation between y coordinate and x coordinate. I told you before at the start only. So what I did, if you see carefully, first I found my displacement along x-axis, matlab x coordinate. Then I found y coordinate. Then I saw the common variable is t. So if t is common, I can substitute t from one equation and put it in the other equation. Once I do that, I get this, right? Okay. So remember, from equation 2, you have to first find t. Okay, now what will you get? This u and u I can cancel. So y will be equal to tan theta x. This tan theta, everyone understood? Yeah. Sin theta by cos theta is tan theta. And here, this one, I will write slightly in a different way. See once. I will write this like this. G divided by 2u square cos square theta, because there is whole square, into x square. So this is called equation of trajectory. This is called equation of trajectory. Students, try to see some nice things about this equation. First of all, what is the order of this equation? Is it linear or is it quadratic? I'm asking. Is it a linear equation or is it a quadratic equation? It is a quadratic equation. First thing to understand. Since it is a quadratic equation, the path will be parabolic. Okay. So this is called equation of trajectory and the path is parabolic. Some of you yesterday, if you remember, you told me when I gave you the example of a football is thrown at some angle, what kind of path it will follow. Some of you told parabola. But how do we know it is parabola? Yes, you can see it is parabola. But seeing doesn't mean you have proved mathematically. So mathematically, you can see it is parabolic, right? Now, one very nice thing which I find, yeah, downward parabola like this. Now, one very nice thing I find is, imagine this is it. Okay, this is for 5 marks. Now, some interesting things you will check. If gravity was 0, if acceleration due to gravity is not there, matlab you don't feel force of gravity. Maybe you have gone to outer space somewhere, very far from planets, very far from stars, very far from black holes, white holes, wormholes, whatever it is. So you have gone very far, no other masses are there. So no gravitational force you feel. In that case, your G will be what? 0. Then can you tell me what will be the equation now? Now what will be the equation if G is 0? Now it will become tan theta x. Right? What is this? Linear or quadratic? This is linear. This is linear. Right? Why linear? Because the power is 1. The power is 1. So it means what? Without gravity, if you throw the football, in what path it will go? It will go in a straight line. We all know that. So this is something very nice that you can see. Mathematics is speaking to you. Most people feel mathematics is just some rules and all, and that's it. But please understand, the mathematics which physics uses, in that mathematics, some hidden language is there, some hidden what I should say, beauty is there, and you should be able to see that. Okay, so that you always think that way. Otherwise, no, the whole derivations and all will be just putting x into y and all, and it will be very boring for everybody. But if you can see that all these equations actually say something, all these equations are saying something to you. If you can hear that one, it is the most enjoyable process. Okay. I did not say how G is 0, ma. I said if G is 0, if. Sumuka, just now I told, no, suppose you go very far you go somewhere, outer space. Then there is no gravity at all near you. So if there is no gravity, if you throw the body, it will follow a straight path. That is what I was trying to explain. Okay, now I want all of you to give importance to remember this formula. I know it's a big formula, not something very easy to remember. But if you do some few problems later using this formula, it is easier that you can still try to remember. Now, let us write this equation this way. First note is done. Second point that I want to say, we can write the same equation this way also. Y equal to ax minus bx. Okay, so this is little easy to remember, right? What is A if I ask? Where what is A? Tan theta. And what is B? Whatever is in the bracket. G divided by 2u square cos square theta. Also, since it is quadratic in x, it means how many values of x will be there for one y? 2 values of x will be there for one y. Check our path. Check our path once. If you take a football and I give a kick to the football, it will go this path. Right? Now check. For one value of y, there are 2 values of x. Yes or no? Agree or not? For one value of y, there are 2 values of x. Agree everyone? Only for one point, only one very interesting point is there. Only for that point, there is only one value of x, and that is this point. Right? Only for that point, there is one value of x for one value of y. Anyways, these are mathematical details which you should try to remember. Okay. Now, I would like to show you a picture. This is just for your understanding. If you want to draw, it will be quite nice actually. So the picture will try to help you to understand what is happening to the components of the velocity as the body is moving. As the body is moving, what is happening to the x component of velocity and y component of velocity? Try to check it out. Okay. This also you can write under note. So this is ground. You are throwing the body with some velocity like this, right? And then you know it goes in a parabolic path. It goes in a parabolic path, right? Now, when it was here, this was the velocity. This is your initial velocity. Tangent, you have to do a tangent. So let us measure the x component of velocity, y component of velocity. Okay? Is it visible, students? This is your u, this is your ux, this is your uy. Okay. When it reaches here, try to see the diagram. The velocity, which is always drawn tangent to the path, remember, path. Don't draw tangent anywhere you want. Tangent to the path. So if you want velocity here, you have to draw tangent here. When you do that, the angle made by the velocity has increased or decreased. This angle has increased or decreased. D or I. The angle made by this tangent has decreased. Everybody accepts. See, look here. So when the particle reaches here, if I draw tangent, this is the velocity. This is your x component. Let me write v, because it is after some time, no? And this is your y component. When it reaches the highest point here, how will be your velocity now? Perfectly horizontal. Agree, right? So when the body will reach here, highest point, velocity will be like this. Correct? So when it reaches there, it has only which component of velocity? X or y? Only x. So here only vx. Here vy is 0. How to show you? Let me write like this. Vy is 0. After that, see what happens. Then it comes here. Now your tangent will be like this. So this is your Vx, this is your Vy. And finally, when it reaches here, this will be the tangent. This will be your Vx, this will be Vy. Okay? This is your V. Here this will be V, this will be V. Okay. Okay, try to see this diagram carefully, students. and try to notice what is happening to the y component of velocity. Y component of velocity, that is the most interesting part. The y component of velocity, if you see, first it was this much up, then it has become slightly less, then it has become how much here? Y component 0. Then again it has increased, but in what direction? Downward. Again it is increasing. Okay, so basically if you see the y component of velocity, it is something like this or not? Its velocity was upward, decreasing, it stopped. Stop matlab the y component became 0, then again it came down. Correct? So if you look only the y component of velocity, it looks something like this. Right? It went from positive to negative, and if you go from positive to negative, you must cross 0. So here your y component of velocity has become 0. But look at the x component. Look at the x component. Is it changing? Already we have written, I have given you 1 mark notes. What do you see? What is happening to x component? The x component is constant. Matlab, if the ground was not there, if there was no ground, this will keep going. You'll keep going. So please remember, the x component of velocity remains constant. And you know the reason why it remains constant. It remains constant because there is no acceleration along x-axis. So there is no acceleration to change the velocity. If there is acceleration, velocity in that direction will change. But gravity has no acceleration in this direction. And students, one boy was asking me, but sir, why it is like that? Why though we have to understand in later chapter. Once we'll study about Newton's law, then you will come to know why it is like that. But it is very obvious. It is very obvious that acceleration due to gravity is this way. For example, if I jump, I come back or not? If I jump, I come back. But if I go right side, do I come left side? Does something pull me left side? No. So please remember, there is no acceleration due to gravity in horizontal direction. If there was acceleration due to gravity along horizontal direction also, our life would be very difficult. And this is something very important. And second thing is, y component of velocity first decreases to 0 and then increases in opposite direction. Okay. So the main thing that I want you to remember is this. At the highest point, y component of velocity is 0. Can I say velocity is 0 here? Can I say velocity is 0 here? No, never say that. If it was 0, it will come straight down. It will go like this. And if the velocity becomes 0, straight down it will come. That never happens. So please don't think it will go like this and then come straight down. Velocity is not 0. Only y component of velocity is 0. X component of velocity is still there. Remember. But when you throw this way, if you remember, when you throw this way, then you know what happens, right? It goes up, then comes down. So here you can say velocity is 0 here. Because when you throw something vertically up, at this point, there is no x component of velocity, right? It was 1D motion. Okay. Everybody understood this part? Now, we will do one small derivation. Then we'll stop the class. Okay. Derivation for maximum height of projectile motion. derivation for maximum height of projectile motion. Okay, this small derivation, 3 marks. So let's start. Again, this is your ground, x-axis. This is y-axis. Clouds are there, birds are flying, and you have a object which you have given some velocity u at angle theta. Since there is gravity, it will not go straight. Now, though I know it will follow parabolic path. So if you see the y coordinate, you can see what is happening to y coordinate. I'm not talking about y component of velocity. Be careful. So y coordinate is increasing, then again decreasing, right? So when it reaches here, let me call this point O. Let me call this point A, let's say. So when my particle reaches point A, you know its velocity will be parallel to x-axis, which is your Vx. So at point A, which is nothing but what point? Highest point. Can I say A as the highest point? Yes or no, students? So at point A, y component of velocity will be 0 because at that point your velocity is along x-axis. Okay. So what we are going to do is we are going to use this relation, this data. We know this. So we are going to use this to find this height. This is your maximum height. Now, which formula will we use? We want, remember students, we know Vy is 0 when it reaches here. So we will use the third formula using Vy square minus Uy square equals to 2Ay Sy. This formula. Why am I using this formula? Because I know what will be Vy at this point. Right? Now, look carefully. When the particle reached here, what will be your, by the way, students, can I replace this by y? Can I? Why? Because it has started from origin. Now, look carefully. When Vy becomes 0, what will be your y equals to? In the diagram. When Vy becomes 0, Vy becomes 0 at point A, remember. What happens to y? Y coordinate. No, when Vy is 0, what happens to y coordinate? I'm saying y coordinate. Coordinate means, I hope you know coordinate, no? So if there is a point here, x coordinate means this, y coordinate means this. Right? This is your displacement S. This is your x component of displacement. This is your y component of displacement. So look the diagram and tell, no? Your y becomes equal to how much? Highest. What formula, what symbol I have written? Capital H. So y becomes capital H. Stalin, why you told 0? Stalin, why you told 0? After you said 0, some other students also started writing 0. So be careful. So look here again. When this particle is moving, I thought you people understood. As the particle is moving like this, see, x coordinate is this much, y coordinate is this much. When it is here, x coordinate is this much, y coordinate is this much. When it is here, x coordinate is this much, y coordinate is maximum. So when it reaches here, your y coordinate becomes maximum. Agree or not? Okay. And what is Ay? Since it is acceleration, since it is moving under gravity, acceleration due to gravity is downwards. So Ay and ay is nothing but minus g, because we take in these problems upward positive. Upward positive. Okay, so substitute this now. When vy is 0, what is uy? Uy, u sin theta, right? Ux is u cos theta. So uy is u sin theta whole square. Ay is minus g, and h is upward, so positive. Y is positive. See, I dot plus h. Till here, everybody understood? Check once. Anyone wants revision? Advait, why did you say y is 0? And why I wrote minus g? Because for this y, I wrote plus h. So plus h means upward I have taken positive, right? The particle is going like this, no? From here to here. So this is your displacement. This is your x component of displacement. This is your y component of displacement. So you can see y component of displacement is upwards. So since for y component of displacement, I wrote plus h. It means upward I have taken positive. Those who want to take downward positive, downward, then you write plus here, and here what you have to write? Minus. Okay, so that is your wish. But as per NCERT, if we do, then they take upward positive. So done now. Just 0 minus this will be minus only. U square sine square theta equals to minus 2gh. What happens to the minus sign? It gets cancelled. So what will be the formula for maximum height? What will be the formula for maximum height? U square sine square theta by 2g. So everyone, tomorrow when you come, you must have this formula in your mind. What is the formula for maximum height? U square sine square theta by 2g. U square sine square theta by 2g. U square sine square theta by 2g. Now, in one dimension, last class, if you remember, not last class, I think, previous to previous class, when I throw the body this way, okay? If I throw this body, this football, this way, what will be theta? Be careful, don't say hurriedly wrong. Don't be in a hurry to say wrong. If I throw this football this way, 90 degree, very good. So for vertical projection, for vertical projection, you know theta is 90 degree. Put 90 degree here. What will be your formula for maximum height? Put 90 degree here. What will be the formula? Sin 90 is how much? 1. 1 square is 1. So if I throw this way, vertically, then theta is 90 degree. Sin 90 degree is 1. 1 square is also 1. So answer will be u squared by 2g. And after seeing this formula, you all should smile. Are you smiling or not? Why you are smiling? Because this formula we have done already, you remember, students? While doing vertically we have done. So it's very nice to see that when I change the angle, I can convert 2D motion into 1D motion. Thank you. Any doubt comes, please give me a call. Don't keep your doubt as doubt. Call me anytime. Nowadays I'm free only. Call me, discuss with me. Sir, I'm not understanding why X component was taken to be negative, why Y component was taken positive. All those confusion, whatever you have while revising, please contact me and clear it. Thank you.